It's important to understand the construction contract to successfully perform a project for ODOT. The contract is the final document that is signed between the prime contractor and director of ODOT and can be referenced as either the proposal, construction contract, or agreement. For the purposes of this video, the document will be referred to as the construction contract. In this video, we will discuss what is the purpose of the ODOT construction contract, roles and responsibilities of the prime contractor and subcontractor, understanding the sections within the construction contract, and where to find signed construction contracts. The overall purpose of the ODOT construction contract during the bidding process is to provide project documentation including terms, conditions, rules, and legal commitments that obligates the prime contractor and subcontractor to perform the work under the construction contract. The construction contract, which is non-negotiable, is the last piece of information exchanged between the prime contractor and the director of ODOT before the construction contract is finalized and work can begin. It includes specific information that not only the prime contractor must provide, but a subcontractor needs to be aware if they are a part of the project. ODOT's construction contract is not subject to negotiation. The prime contractor is responsible for submitting the contract electronically along with all other required documents. Hard copies of the fully executed construction contract should be kept at the project site and available for review by subcontractors and material suppliers. Subcontractors and material suppliers should have a copy of the contract for each project they work on. The information in the contract facilitates filings of a notice of commencement, potential lien, insurance information, contact and business information about the prime contractor, and can be used to verify how much work the subcontractor was supposed to perform. Let's discuss the distinct sections of the contract. Each section provides specific information and creates legal obligations for the contracting parties and others. Every prime contractor and subcontractor should be aware of these sections. The Notice of Commencement, or NOC, is the document that is required under Ohio law to inform the public that a project will begin. The Notice of Commencement is available for the material and labor suppliers so that they can file their Notice of Furnishing, or NOF, on a project. By filing a Notice of Furnishing, subcontractors and material suppliers can preserve their lien rights and would gain priority towards funds should the prime contractor default or not pay. Since these contracts are for public improvements, any lien filed would be against the funds and not against the project or property. You may wish to contact legal counsel if you have any additional questions regarding the NOC or NOF process. The exemption certificate is required to be signed by the ODOT director and provided to the contractor because work and materials used on government projects are exempt from taxation. Contractors keep this certificate to share with the respective tax collection agencies to show that they performed work that is not to be taxed. The purchase order memorializes for ODOT and the Ohio Budget and Management Office that the funds for the project are properly set aside for use and includes information like the Ohio User ID, formerly known as Oaks ID vendor number, and other data specific to that contract. An ODOT bid requires 3 types of bonds: bid bond, performance bond, and payment bond. Within the contract, evidence of the payment and performance bond are provided to ODOT. Without this evidence, the contractor would not be able to proceed and under Ohio law would be deemed non-responsive. The payment and performance bonds are each for the full value of the project. Each must be signed and sealed by the contractor and their surety must be properly licensed to do business in Ohio. All heavy highway construction contracts are bid and built by construction companies. These companies must prove to ODOT that they are properly incorporated and registered to do business in Ohio, and that the person executing the construction contract has the legal authority from the company to do so. The evidence of authority to sign corporate instrument pages confirms that legal authority. Every public works project in the state must include a certificate of insurance indicating that the contractor performing the work has the necessary level of insurance and insurability so that any liability for accidents on the project or harm to the state is covered by insurance. The Ohio Department of Insurance approved Accord document is most often used, and it memorializes the insurance company information, contact information for the contractor, and the limits and types of insurance such as commercial and automobile insurance. Sometimes the specific project that is insured is also listed on the Accord. Every public works project in Ohio must also include a compliance certification from Ohio's Equal Opportunity Director that certifies the construction company signing the contract is in compliance with EEO law in Ohio. For projects that use federal dollars, which includes most ODOT construction projects, the federal government requires the inclusion of a specific form called the 1273 form. That form, which is also to be included in the subcontractor contract, lists the different federal laws that a contractor and subcontractor must comply with. Such laws include, but are not limited to, federal non-discrimination laws, Davis-Bacon prevailing wage laws, OSHA regulations, and environmental laws, to name a few. The final attachment to the agreement includes a list of ODOT-specific items that were bid on the project. When the prime contractor bids through the online bidding system called BidX, they have a list of the bid items and quantities and descriptions of work. They assign their dollar value to each item, and the total sum is their bid amount. Part of the information the prime contractor provides includes what work types they will be performing on the project, such as clearing and grubbing, building removal, and others. Work types are ODOT specific and are tied to the work that the contractor is pre-qualified to perform. If a contractor indicated it will not be performing work, then a subcontractor will be performing it. ODOT uses the totality of subcontract work to determine if the prime contractor is performing enough work to provide a responsible bid. ODOT usually requires that a prime contractor perform over one-half of the work to be responsible. A not responsible contractor will have its bid rejected. For each heavy highway construction contract, these documents can be found on ODOT's website under the Office of Contract Sales and Estimating's Bidding Documents section found here. Project-specific contracts can also be found through ODOT's Site Exchange system if you know some information like the project identification number or PID of the project you want to review. There is a lot of effort that goes into the administration of an ODOT construction contract, from getting to know the contract better through research and review, to understanding the contract documentation, and managing the contract from start to finish. The staff at the department are there to help explain any aspect of the process. There are also people and companies on the private side who have worked alongside ODOT for years who are happy to assist and mentor small and disadvantaged businesses as they navigate through a bidding opportunity. The goal of all those involved is to have a successful project that is built correctly, on time, and on budget. For more information, visit the ODOT Supportive Services website at www.transportation.ohio.gov.